Facts First presents. A woman was pulled over for speeding, and a week later she got a surprise in the mail. Want to surprise us? Click that like button, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. There are many people who don't like police officers all that much. Some are against law enforcement in general. They think that they use too much force. Others just hate getting a speeding ticket. Most people who are speeding, they don't even realize that they're doing so until it's too late. It's not intentional, they just don't realize it. And when they get the ticket from the officer, they're not happy about it. They got to pay the ticket with money that they may not have to spend. Well, one day, a woman was pulled over for speeding, and a week later, she got this in the mail. Gina Penny Heaton was driving down the street one day. She wasn't paying attention to her speed. Her father had recently passed away, and she was thinking about him rather than the speed limit. Unfortunately, she drove right by a speed trap while she was deep in thought. The next thing she knew, there was a police officer behind her pulling her over. When the officer went to her window, he let her know that she was going 65 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. She gave the officer her license and registration, and he went back to his car to run them. When he came back to her car, he told her that it was her lucky day. Because the two were born on the same day in the same year, he was going to let her go this time. He told her to slow down from now on and to have a good day. When he walked away, Gina started crying, and the officer saw this, and he came back to the window and tapped on it. Gina apologized to the officer and told him that she had recently lost her father. The officer gave Gina a minute and then told her to breathe. When she was a bit calmer, he helped her get back into traffic by stopping the oncoming cars. Gina thought that he was extremely kind, and then she went on her way. Well, a few days later, she received a card in the mail. It was from the police officer. She couldn't believe what she was seeing. The front of the card read, "With sympathy in the loss of your father, passing time could never dim a father's love. Your love for him." Gina saw the card, and tears started to swell in her eyes again. It wasn't until she opened the card that the waterworks really started, though. The officer took the time to write a message inside the card. It read, "Mrs. Heaton, my condolences on the loss of your father. I'm sure he was a great man who loved his family. I pray that your tears of sadness become tears of joy in remembering his legacy." He also included a Bible verse that read, "He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." Revelation 21, verse 4. At the end of the scripture, he signed the card Deputy Dan Hill, number 227, St. Clair County Sheriff's Department. Gina was floored when she got the card. She couldn't believe that this police officer would go out of his way to buy a card and write such a heartfelt inscription, especially for somebody he'd never met before. Gina was so impressed by the officer's kind gesture that she took a picture of the card and posted it on Facebook, which is how we learned about it. Gina wasn't the only one who was impressed by this kind gesture either. People who saw this post started sharing it themselves, and soon it went viral. The photo had been shared, liked, and commented on thousands of times before we found it. Deputy Hill is a perfect example of a police officer who really cares about the community that he's protecting. We should have more cops just like him. Subscribe for more.